Well, hello again, GVC fam. Welcome to our video for question and answer 5 in the new City Catechism. Last week, we talked about the creation of humans as set apart from everything else in creation. But this week, we're going to talk about the everything else of creation. All right, so question 5 is, what else did God create? And the answer is, God created all things by his powerful word, and all his creation was very good. Everything flourished under his loving rule. All right, so what else did God create besides humans? The short answer is everything, right? Genesis 1 verse 1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. They're opposites, and they're meant to basically include everything in between the two, right? Colossians 1:16 says, for by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him. All right, so he created all things. Absolutely everything that exists in our universe, both the visible and the invisible. And that's worth spending a few minutes soaking in, all right? Kids, do you know what the largest known animal living on the earth today is? If you guessed blue whale, then you are correct, all right? An adult blue whale weighs an average of 200 tons and measures between 80 and 100 feet. The largest one ever recorded was 108 feet long. That's more than 3 full-size school buses parked end to end. That is a huge whale. You know that their hearts can be up to 5 feet around and weigh up to 400 pounds. And supposedly you can detect their heart beating up to 2 miles away. All right, here's a harder one. Do you know the smallest animal known currently living on the earth? It's something called a mixozoa. So if you didn't get that, I don't blame you at all. I had to Google this stuff. And a mixozoa it qualifies as an animal because it's a multi-celled, self-sufficient organism. It's not like a bacteria or something like that. And the best way to describe them is they're essentially like microscopic little jellyfish. But they're so small that you would have to take 1,000 of them stretched end to end just to make an inch. Right? It would take over 1,000 of them to just go across a loonie. So they're tiny, is what you need to know there. All right, so God made every creature from the largest to the smallest and everything in between with care and attention given to each one of them because they were perfect, right? It goes on to say they were very good. And that's just the stuff on planet Earth. But indulge me for a moment in thinking beyond our planet, because space absolutely fascinates me, always has. And on any given clear night, you're likely to find me outside at some point staring up at the night sky. All right, and I often think about the fact that, it just makes me realize that God is a very big God, and that he has to be in control of all of this, because it's just, there's no other way to make sense of it to me. But did you know that our solar system, actually I'm going to ask this as a question, kids, do you know what galaxy our solar system is located in? If you said the Milky Way, you are correct, all right? But did you know that the Milky Way galaxy, it's a giant spiral galaxy, which means that it's basically like a flat disc with 4 spiraling arms coming out from the center of it, all right? And Earth is located within our solar system, and our solar system is just a tiny little blip of light in one of those 4 arms called the Orion arm. And our solar system is estimated to be about 25,000 light years from the gravitational center of our own galaxy. And we're just one of many galaxies that have been observed in the universe. All right, and so if that one makes you feel small, think about this, okay? In 2012, the Hubble Space Telescope discovered by using special lenses that would isolate only certain light wavelengths. They located what they believe now to be the farthest known galaxy from the Earth. All right, and it hasn't yet been given a cool common name like the Andromeda Galaxy or the Sombrero Galaxy, which are real galaxies, by the way. For now, it's just called MACS 0647-JD. All right, but this galaxy is estimated to be 13.26 billion light years away from the Earth. And that's just what we've managed to observe so far. This universe is massive. All right. So God is the creator of all things, right? Big and small, near and far, visible and invisible. Which brings us to the next part of the answer. The answer says that God created all of this by his powerful word. Psalm 33, verse 6 to 9 says this: by the word of the Lord the heavens were made, and by the breath of his mouth all their hosts. He gathers the waters of the sea as a heap, and he puts the deeps in storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood firm. God is so powerful, he has only to speak, and everything leapt into existence. Think about that. You know, you and I have to work really hard to build even small things, and we build things out of other things that already exist, right? But God speaks, and the universe simply appears out of absolutely nothing. He had to create all the materials to create everything else as well, right? This isn't like some goofy illusion where an amateur magician, you know, he manages to produce a card, but it's not your card. It's still kind of impressive, but not really. No, our answer says this: all of his creation was very good. Everything flourished under his loving rule. See, God spoke all of life's complexity and beauty into being, and it was perfect. No mistakes, no accidents. Everything flourished and benefited from the perfection of everything else. Everything was in perfect balance and harmony, and it all pointed to one thing. It still all points to how awesome and powerful and perfect God really is. And it reminds us of how limited and weak and dependent you and I really are. And this begins to shake free the pride with which we normally think of ourselves, and it leads us into proper worship. Okay, the God who made you and me, made the heavens and the earth and everything in them, from the mighty blue whale to the tiny myxozoa. Isn't he awesome? All right, I'm going to see you guys next week.